Morning, y'all. We did very well last night. There's a lot of Halloween sweets for me to get through while the kids are at school today. Right, today slightly different. You can post comments down below. Let me know if you like it or not. I've asked for some questions on Twitter. You've given me some questions on Twitter, so I'm going to answer them. Just some random questions that the followers, watchers, the general public have asked me. So that should be a fun day. Also remember, we got Auntie Becky's charity still running. Can we get to that £1,000? Not far to go down there for breast cancer. Great cause. Whatever you can afford, donate. You're entered for the prize. In for all that swag. All those prizes goes to one donator plus subscriber to this channel. Should be a fun day answering questions. So first question, Higo asks, will dropping from a high launch driver to a 10.5 or 9 degree improve my distance off the tee? Hashtag Ask Golf Guru. So he's obviously asking about launch and he wants to know, obviously dropping loft in theory in people's heads. He's obviously got a higher launch driver than that, I'm guessing, like a 12 or 13. Will that then in turn make him go further? So we need to show you my funny plate experiment. So you're gonna need a tap, a sink, a bowl, and a plate. I'm using a pink plate. Just stay with us, this is a golf video, don't worry. So I'm gonna put the plate under the water here. I'm gonna turn the tap on at X speed. I'm just gonna tilt to let the water pour off the plate. Now, there'll be an optimum angle I can get this plate at that gets me to the end of the bowl here. It's about there, look. And if I go beyond that, it starts falling short. Get back to the bowl as I bring it up. And then as I tilt it further up, it starts falling short of the bowl again. So there's an optimum launch angle off this plate with that speed. Now, if I increase the speed, it starts going a bit further, and it's coming down in angle. The plate's now at a slightly lower angle. If I pull the angle up, it now goes, there we go, just onto the bowl there. And then same thing, if I go beyond the angle, so I'm raising the loft, if you like, it's now short. Again, there's an optimum. For each speed, it'll be slightly different. And then if I go below, it falls just short. So for every delivered loft, around the speed that you put in, there'll be an optimum angle that gives the most carry. The only other thing you need to work into that is what roll do you play with. Are you playing dry courses, wet courses? So do you need carry or do you need a mixture of carry and roll? I always work off carry because that's the thing I can control. Bounce will change, certainly in the UK, from day to day, month to month, and as I travel around. You're going to have an optimum loft for the delivered speed that you put in. That's high launch at the minute. If you go and bring that loft off, you're going to find that it goes a little bit shorter. You need to find out, the bigger question in this one is, why do you have a high launch driver? Obviously because, I'm guessing because it goes low. So my question I would be wanting to know the answer to is, why does it go low and can we fix that out, then get you in a lower lofted driver, then get more out of you? See, I'm always going around it as the golf coach mode rather than just fitting. For me, they're the same things. If you're a fitter, you'll understand this. If you're a coach and you don't understand this, well, how can you coach? Because you need, see, it's the same thing, isn't it? Next question, out of all the places you've travelled to golfing, which would you say is your favourite? That is a good question. We've been to a lot of places. It's often hard to pick favourites because they're all so much fun. I think the one that really moved me the most was Iceland. I actually took my family back there. The courses were so humble yet stunning. Do you know what I mean? They're not appearing in top 100s and they're relatively cheap, bearing in mind Iceland isn't cheap. And you're surrounded by some of the world's most stunning scenery, and of course you have so much to do as well. So it's the perfect blend of on-course stunningness and quality plus off-course activity to give you like a real rounded trip. Other places I think that are always hard to beat. Portugal is just so hard to beat. The sun's there, the courses are great, the beers are good, the food's good. It's very easy to get to from the UK, 2-hour flight, just over I think, and then you're like 40 minutes to a pretty good region in around Villamora. Portugal coming from the UK, really hard to beat. And I know I'm probably forgetting loads of other places here, and also then America. I just love America. The Americans are great, they're fun, it's just such an amazing country, full of, from New York to San Diego, going to Augusta's obviously amazing, Florida's fantastic. I've even holidayed there with my family. I mean, I'd never turn a trip down to America because you know you're going to get great weather generally, amazing courses, really friendly people, and some really interesting people as well. They'd probably be my tops. I'm sorry if I've missed out. France is great, Germany was great, the Azores, which is Portugal, was stunning, whale watching. I mean, just get out there. It's a pretty exciting place out there. Let's do some quickfire ones. So why do many golf club fitters take your handicap and not strike location into account when fitting clubs? I have no answer for this one, and it's annoying. I agree, your strike set can make you have different clubs. It doesn't always have to be on handicap. And in my reviews, as much as possible, I try to say, you know, it's not about your handicap. It's about the speeds you put in, the launches you put in, and definitely where you strike it. I don't know why, but I agree with you. It's frustrating. Is there a best drill to improve strike? I'll put a link to my best strike drills kind of here, because I did them the other day. The best one is actually getting people to literally try and move it on purpose. So purposely try to hit with the heel, with the toe, at the top, out the bottom, out the toe on the bottom, out the top of the heel. That's the most dynamic way of trying to train yourself, identifying where you strike it and try and hit in those spots. That's the real fix. So off the back of my aim video, he's asking why do we get irons in certain players' drawing and drivers fading from the same player. It's a good old loft, isn't it? So if I've got a club with plenty of loft, I'm not afraid to get it more in the middle to back in my stance with the handle forward. That naturally tends to point or push path more to the right. Path going more to the right. Golfers' tendency is to know that they need to face close to that path. Not always, but that's the tendency. Lower lofted clubs push the ball forward, hitting it later on their arc. They've also got lower lofted clubs, so often for golfers having a face open to a path which will cut it adds a bit of loft. When people push themselves on loft, they take too much off, like the earlier question with optimum, then they do things in their swing to try and add loft. I kind of tried to make that point. If you watch my how to hit a driver off the deck video, maybe I'll put a link up for that here as well. That's as quick as I can do then. Oh, I've got a new thought for my chip head. See how it plays out, and I'll share it if it works. Look at that though. Feeling better. So the last question, Andrew asked, Mark, have you got any tips on setting goals to work on over the winter period in preparation for next year? I've been trying to collect more data from this year, trials and tribulations on the course, fairways hit, putts, etc. Is this a good starting point? Cheers, brah! It's a great starting point. Really, I've always found winter golf for me was about maintaining. I don't really felt like I went forward much, apart from if I was working on some kind of swing change, because I respond very well to off-course swing changes. Lots of my students respond really well to off-course swing changes. It's always completely underestimated, jumping spaghetti, how much good work can be done when not bashing balls at a range, changing a grip, a posture, even a feeling of a movement. When it comes to working out what to work on, you could use your stats. That's quite good. You know, if it needs to hit more fairways, those kind of things. Spend the winter period finding a swing that helps you find fairway more than another. You can do that on your own. I would advise doing it with a coach if you can. Maybe get a series of lessons with a launch monitor so you can actually manage and measure your feelings over what you feel is better on a kind of dark range where it lands on a flat and you can't see how short and long they always are. You can see a bit of left and right, but certainly collecting stats is a good thing. Also as well, don't be too crazy over the winter with expectations. You might achieve loads, but you might not achieve that much. We get snowy periods, it gets really cold. You know, you never know what's going to be thrown at you. I'm not sure where you are in the world actually, but if you're in the UK, it can get pretty dark and depressing in the winter. I see it as maintaining for lots of people, so that then they start strong next year, but certainly there is chances to build as well. Using those stats is a great start. Thanks for the question. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you like the Q&As. I'll do them indefinitely. If you did like them or not, let me know in that comment section down below. Let me know with a thumbs up as well. Remember, till Monday, you could win all that Yeah, all that to one subscriber and whoever donates, link down below as well. If you put a donation in and you're subscribed to the channel, you can win. Best of luck. See you all tomorrow.